my good side. The one that doesn't have calorie mate in his fucking teeth. I got introductions playing in the video in question, but before that, I'll give you guys a bit of a setup for this. So, this video is a little different in terms of how I formatted it, because this one's not really going up on YouTube as it is now. It's more of a prototype versus video that I made specifically for you guys, and even then only a certain specific part of you guys. It'll make sense after the video is done. So, you guys get to look at this. Nobody else does, except for my patrons. This will be going up probably tomorrow on Patreon. But afterwards, I'll be asking you guys a few specific questions about future videos, and then a special announcement afterwards. So, are you guys ready? Hopefully, you guys will be able to see the video from that screen on that monitor right there. I'm glad, because there's a lot of you here, and there's only one monitor. So, let's take it away.
Good evening, TooManyGames 2023. Welcome to another edition of
Let me pause that video real quick. Alright. I had no choice, goddammit. Like, it sucks. Like, Windows 11 sucks balls. Yeah, go back. What the hell's Ubuntu?
TooManyGames 2023. Welcome to another edition of Some Call Me Johnny Live. And got ourselves an evening panel this year, don't we? They said, like, they want to see Johnny, we're going to make them wait the whole fucking day for all of it worth. So, I hope you've been enjoying yourselves. And today's subject matter, I gotta tell you, it's been interesting. It's been really tricky to write for it, because for this video, I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at an upcoming project I want to release this year. That's right, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That right there is why I've been having the hardest fucking time writing a script for this video. It's no secret that for TMG, I like to crank up the yucks when I can, make you guys laugh when I'm able to. But how do you do that with a series that already has bizarre in its title? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was, and currently still is, a manga series created by Hirohiko Araki all the way back in 1987 that centers on different protagonists throughout the years that share the nickname JoJo, like Jonathan Joestar, Joseph Joestar, Jotaro Kujo, Josuke Higashikata, Giorno Giovanna, Jolene Kujo. Not Joey Jojo Jr. Shaladu, that's the worst name I ever heard.
Hi, Joey Jojo!
For decades, it's been the source of a lot of crazy shit, things that are just as funny in context as they are out of it.
Yes. Yes. Love of God, drop the meat!
Let's see, the first time I ever caught a glimpse of JoJo was way back in the early 2000s. It was the 1993 OVA, the one based on the third part centering on Jotaro Kujo, the beefiest 17-year-old high school student you'll ever see. Look at the size of this guy. He's 17. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, his mom's sick. He's got to travel to Egypt with his posse to stop the one responsible, a century-year-old vampire named Dio, who lost his body back in part 1, but he got better. He could shoot lasers out of his eyes and took the body of Jonathan Joestar, the protagonist of the first part, to use as his own. And now he has the ability to stop time for a couple of seconds. But I think they used the 5 minutes from Planet Namek as a measuring stick for that basis, because this motherfucker talks about time being frozen for 3 seconds, and I'm like, it's been a hell of a lot longer than 3 seconds. The fuck is he talking about? It was my uncle who showed me the OVA, or at least a part of it, because I remember him being like, hey, you have to see this shit because it's so fucking ridiculous that it's amazing. We watched it. I was only around 13, 14 years old when I saw it, and I thought, this is weird, but whatever. We ended up not watching the whole thing. Immediately afterwards, though, he whipped out the Sega Dreamcast and he showed me the fighting game tie-in released in 1998, simply titled JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He picked Dio, he got a round going, and then he proceeded to do this shit. cut off there. I was flabbergasted, like, what the fuck did I just see? But yeah, that was my first exposure to this series. Didn't really make me a fan, but it sure as shit made me aware of this series. Years later, I would actually begin to watch the most recent anime adaptation, and it's been one hell of a journey so far. The visuals and colors were striking, the sound design is loud, and it's crunchy but impactful. The soundtrack is fantastic, and my friends have been getting a laugh watching me react to things like JoJo drinking a teacup full of piss. You see now why I'm having the hardest time making a video out of this, but still, I'm going to commit. Consider this video a sneak peek, because what I really want this video to be later on is me looking at all the JoJo video games released over the years. Did you know that goes back as far as the SNES with an RPG of all games? That should be quite the experience, but for this panel, I wanted to focus solely on the first ever JoJo game ever given a English release, and that's the Dreamcast game that I mentioned earlier. Okay, I should mention, it wasn't made for the Dreamcast specifically. It's a port of the 1998 arcade game that was called JoJo's Venture in English, and then later updated to Heritage for the Future when it got re-released in 1999. Like the OVA, it's based on the third part of the series, Stardust Crusaders, where, alright, 17-year-old Jotaro Kujo travels to Egypt with his posse to save his sick mom, his gang including his grandfather Joseph, previous protagonist of the last season, where he fights a bunch of tall, beefy men. I think he gets help from a Nazi at one point. It's been a while since I watched the second part. Then you got Kakyoin, transfer student, possible Cougar chaser, Muhammad Abdul.
Yes! I am!
Polnareff, who I think got hit with a voodoo curse at some point in his life because something bad always seems to happen to this asshole whenever a bathroom's involved. And then there's this dog named Iggy with the most uncanny face I've ever seen an animal have in an anime. But you know what? I'm glad there's some animal who defends himself in this series and not get needlessly murdered just to prove a bad guy's a dick. That happens so fucking much in this series that I have to wonder if Araki actually likes animals. Despite it being very formulaic, almost every episode centering on Jotaro and the gang dealing with a new threat working for Dio, this is often regarded as the most popular, or at least the most well-known era of JoJo when discussing the franchise. You see, the first two parts had their own share of wacky hijinks, what with vampires and ghouls, the power of Hamon, smacking a frog with it. Part 3 holds the distinction of introducing stands, these visual manifestations of a person's spiritual energy, their soul, and they could do crazy things depending on the person it belongs to. They could be as tiny as a parasite, or as large as a battleship like the one belonging to the pedophile orangutan.
What?
They could possess people, move with the utmost precision, heal wounds, stop time, or when you don't got time for all that bullshit, punch things really fast, really fucking hard, like with Jotaro's Star Platinum. Stands would become a mainstay for the series from Part 3 onward, and they usually end up being the solution to most problems. A part of the appeal for me as I continue watching the series is seeing what kind of crazy powers they can come up with involving new stands and such. Yeah, it gets a little stale and samey, but it's nevertheless entertaining. It's a show that's fun to watch and experience with friends, but it's also one of those series where if you're not entirely convinced after just one episode, I don't think it'll change your mind later on. The franchise thrives on being stupid, but it is a very fun kind of stupid. It's also very flamboyant. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of folks watching this series will suddenly have their rainbow awakening, if you catch my drift. Naturally, Capcom saw the concept of stands and figured, oh shit, we can make a fighting game out of that. And so they did. The Dreamcast release actually lets you pick between the original and updated release, but I'm just going to be focusing on the update since from what I understand, the update is just better and has more characters to pick from, like Robber Soul, the guy who licks cherries and cosplays as Kakyoin, cosplaying as Ronald McDonald. Mariah, the girl that can control metal and keeps a bunch of nuts and bolts inside of her bra and use her titties for mind games. Black Polnareff, it's like regular Polnareff, but he's black, I think. Robert Van Winkle, the whole fucking horse with a child in a box, Dio without a face, and someone's pet bird. I think there's a few others I forgot to mention there, but yeah, together with the original roster, it's not a bad selection of characters. You gotta choose the hidden ones off screen though, I guess they couldn't cram them all into one area. Also, the Dreamcast release is kind of censored regarding blood. Not that this game is gory like, say, Mortal Kombat, but it has its share of blood splattering for graphical effect. But they colored the blood white for the Dreamcast version, and for some moves, it just... yeah, oh shit, we got a wine glass full of that stuff too. Dio's got a fucking cum chalice. Why does he have one of those? Anyway, to me, it's a safe assumption that this is the first game that comes to mind when you think of JoJo video games. So it seemed appropriate to focus on this one for today. And it should be a simple thing to cover. If you couldn't tell us by looking at the footage, it's a 2D fighting game developed by Capcom for their CP System 3 arcade port. The same one they used for Street Fighter 3. I wouldn't say this game's sprite quality is comparable to that of Street Fighter 3. I get more of a Darkstalkers vibe when looking at the visuals, but still, it's got great graphics. It's packing a ton of surreal colors that capture a similar vibe and tone to both the original manga and the OVA. Before you pick this up, though, if you decide to do that, I gotta warn you if you're epileptic, this game loves its rapid white flashing and blinking when you're doing super moves. That's fucking everywhere in this game. It shouldn't be too bad for you guys watching here, but at home, brace yourselves because they can get pretty intense. Gameplay-wise, it's very similar to a bunch of other Capcom fighters around this time, namely Street Fighter. You got a selection of punches and kicks and special abilities that can be performed by doing the classic, the quarter circle forwards, the half circles, whatever the hell this motion is for Kakuin here. Darby tried to pull this off one time and I heard it didn't end well. When you charge up your special meter enough, you can pull off some visually dazzling super combos, decimating your opponent with maneuvers like a flurry of punches, or this guy slicing his opponent with his sword so hard that he also cuts the background in half. Legit, I really like the visuals of that one. You can also summon your stand whenever you want, assuming they even got one. I noticed a lot of the secret fighters don't really have stands, they're just quirky in their own ways, like young Joseph swinging his balls at people's faces. When your stand is out, you can have it attack like a sort of partner, and it can help take some hits for you. When it takes too much damage, though, it's temporarily out of action until the meter refills. It acts more of an extension of the player rather than a genuine second fighter, so utilizing its abilities on top of what the character can already do is key to getting through matches. I've seen players online do some truly crazy shit with stands. You see, this is why I always gotta default back to Street Fighter. You motherfuckers always gotta make me feel so vulnerable and shit. This being JoJo, there's also plenty of quirks and combos that are just, well, bizarre. Iggy may be a small dog, but did you also know that he's a practitioner of the Satsui no Hado and can pull off Akuma's fucking raging demon? I'm gonna call out Whole Horse for a second here. Motherfucker has a special where he shoots a bullet down a maze of pipes, and given how ridiculously long it takes to reach the opponent, or how easily it cancels out when you get hit, what the fuck? You think, oh shit, this might be one of those one-hit kills if it manages to go off. Yeah, check this shit.
What's the matter? Didn't you say you were going to bite off my balls or something, tough guy?
Out of the selection of fighters, who do you think is considered the most broken? That's right, the fucking bird. Pet Shop. The bird Dio saw one day and said, yes, this bird will make an excellent bodyguard. And hey, I mean, the bird certainly pulled their weight until it decided to fuck with Iggy, but in this game, he's so obnoxious that he's straight up banned in official tournaments. I'm dead serious. Constant flight, a tiny-ass hitbox, amazing mix-up, and a versus picture that perfectly encapsulates what the opponent might be going through mentally at the moment. I don't know much of the competitive scene of this game outside of the basics, but I do know that if you pick Pet Shop, you're considered an asshole. Anyway, this game isn't really anything special outside of it being a Capcom fighter with JoJo characters, but at the same time, it's from a tried and true developer who made these kind of games for a living, so while it's nothing you haven't seen already outside of Dio throwing road rollers at folks and making some wacky noises, it, at the very least, is still a solid 2D fighting game that has a sizable roster, interesting mechanics involving the character stands, and to stress again, a lot of style that I think help carries the entire package. I personally love when you manage to finish off a round with a special move and you get this black and white reaction image of the losing opponent ripped right out of the manga. When I get to the full video, I'll spend a little more time on some of the console specifics. I hear the PlayStation version has this super story mode that not only follows the story of Stardust Crusaders to a T, but also has your share of different minigames to give it a unique flavor. There's also this Alessi mode, and why the fuck does this character get a mode auto himself? I don't want to get into it here, but just a heads up, there's a fetus involved and a strangely detailed turd. Fuck Alessi, fuck his prick face. That said, outside of emulation, I don't think it's that easy to get a hold of a physical copy of this game anymore, Dreamcast or PlayStation 1. There was an HD release for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 years ago, but it got delisted when Bandai Namco got licensing rights for future JoJo games. Maybe you can find it here at TooManyGames, but the price might make you go, oh my god! But that is where I'm going to leave you hanging for now. And I hope you enjoyed this little TMG-centric video that I made for you guys, because when I get to the full video, when I'm looking at a lot of other games at once, I'm not necessarily going to be repeating the same beats as I did for this video, because I wanted to make something special for you guys. That said, while I still have you here, I'm going to switch over to live action, Joe, to follow up on something I wanted to ask you guys concerning another upcoming project of mine, and a special announcement after that. So, John, take it away, you sexy, sexy motherfucker.
So I framed that thinking that there was going to be a monitor behind me or like here, so now I look like a fucking asshole. But yeah, that was, so the purpose of that video was not just to give you guys a sneak peek of what I was working on, because the video in question is going to be like almost every JoJo game ever made, like from beginning to end, starting with like the RP. Like if you want to be technical, I think like the first game that had JoJo characters and it was like on the Famicom was like the Jump series kind of games. But I'm not doing that. I'm doing JoJo specifically. It goes all the way from the SNES all the way to like current gen now, and a lot of them are fighting games, but I think I can make something work out of that. But one thing I wanted to immediately ask, who here has never seen JoJo at all? Excellent. Would you watch JoJo after that video? Yeah. Okay, that's good. The point of that video was to garner reaction without giving you really any sort of context outside of the bare basics. I gave you the stands, I gave you how long it's been running, and the reaction that I gotta say has been great, because now I need a favor from you guys, because a video that I'm making after this is Johnny versus anime games. But I've been thinking for the longest time like how I want to approach that, and then it hit me when I was attempting to write for the JoJo video. I was like, this shit is hard. I want to look at games recommended by you guys with no context. So when I say anime games, I'm talking licensed anime games. So your Naruto's, your Bleach, your Gundams, or your, I don't know, I don't watch anime. But I wanted to take just a few minutes to get some random suggestions from games you would like to see in that video that you would love to see me tackle with no context. That's the important thing, no context. So, you would, you're right there. Yeah, no, not you. Yeah, go on, I'm sorry. It's like, it's really hard. Yes, you. Yeah. Hold on. I'm talking to him. In front of the outlet. Put yours up here. Super Robot Wars 30? Oh, okay. So it's like a hodgepodge of a lot of shit. Or hold on, like, I'm gonna be this asshole and write suggestions down. Metroid on the shoulder. I'm gonna tell you no on that immediately because I know Dragon Ball. It wouldn't be as funny because I know the series. I'm gonna write it down anyway, just in case. You in the front. Yeah. Fist of the North Star? These are not like porn, right? It's like, that's fisting of the North Star. Okay. Where did it go on real quick? I will actually put fisting in the thing. Yeah. Buster Sword all the way in the back. Yeah. One Piece Odyssey? Oh, Lord. Never watched it. It's so long. But I don't have to finish it. That's the thing. I'll take a few more. Let me see here. Luffy, actually. Now, he already said One Piece Odyssey. So you're going to have to pick something else. Yeah. So One Piece GBA, can I ever get away with just writing that? One, okay, yeah, okay. Raichu, Blush. Sailor Moon, do you have a specific game? Super, okay, I think I might know what that is off hand, but it's been so long. Oh Lord, I'll look at the beat 'em up. This great so far. Thank you so much, guys. Blue lightsaber all the way in the back. Come to the mic. I can't hear you from all the way over there. It's like, get over here. Speaking to that mic right there.
So this is another Sailor Moon game, but it's an RPG, not a beat 'em up, so it's different. It's called Benjijo Senshi Sailor Moon Another Story. It's for the Super Nintendo, aka Super Famicom. You can probably get an English patch.
Right, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Another story. Was there ever a first one? But you see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's shit I can say for the video. Alright, I'll take just a couple more. Kermit. You're the only one with Kermit here. I think so. Wait, no, it's Stefan, I think is here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was. Hold on. Wait, before we get over here on the middle of the aisle, Stefan, you too. We're gonna have a Kermit war right now. Alright, so you say, you scream Ora, you say Murara. As Martin Scorsese would say, cinema. But no, what was your suggestion?
It has some anime, but it was like after it. Does that count?
Doesn't matter.
The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky.
Legends of Heroes Trails in the Sky? It's not. Oh, that means he won't shut up. Alright, I'll take two more as a basis here. So I would say backpack behind mouse sleeve. What was it? Yeah, get to the mic, please.
When I was growing up, there was this Beyblade game I had called Beyblade V-Force for the GameCube.
Beyblade V-Force?
Yeah.
Right. Is that where Moses parts the Red Sea?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it was this game here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Me and my brother used to play it all the time when we were little. We used to like Beyblade. I don't know. It was fun.
It means something to you, but it doesn't mean anything to me, which is the point.
Again, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Alright, I'm gonna take one more.
Thank you.
No problem. God damn it, I hate being in this part because I always feel like I'm gonna abandon them, John. Shit. The Waluigi in the front. I can't hear you.
So it's a split release like Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's the Metabots.
Metabots.
Rokusho. I think it's R-O-K.
Yeah, I'm only pretending that I'm actually knowing how to spell.
Or the other one that's easier to say, Metabee.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty sure. Well, thank you. Okay. I appreciate that, guys, because I, for the longest time, was struggling. What the fuck am I going to talk about? Like with anime games, I was like, I don't know. I don't watch anime like that. You know, I will watch recommendations, but I won't commit unless I really like it. But you know, I feel with anime, like Sturgeon's Law is in full effect. Like 90% of it is shit, and only like 10% is actually watchable. But I figured, okay, well, let me just head in not knowing anything about it, get everything wrong, have a lot of angry commenters on the video correct me, but that's viewer engagement, so I'm playing it smart. I was like, they hate the video, but they commented on it, they left a like, they left a dislike, that's all that matters. So thank you very much, guys, I do appreciate that. That said, so it's got about like half an hour, 35 minutes left. I was going to dedicate the rest of this to a Q&A, but I wanted to do something first, actually, to get you guys set up with that sort of thing. So I have a special announcement that I wanted to make, but I can't do it alone. So, Elliot? Matt? Yeah, I was thinking Arby's. It's been a while. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Johnny.
I'm Elliot. I'm Matt. And I'm Greg.
We are the Super Gaming Brothers. And we're back. You fucking losers. Yeah, well, actually. So, oh my god. Literally. Finally. You have no idea how many times I've had to lie in front of people's faces asking, is that SGB? Oh my god, especially when I said I was coming back northeast. That was literally like the first fucking discussion everyone's talking about. It was like, wait a minute, it's like, you guys bringing SGB back? SGB back? He's like, because I need you went to Georgia, you come back up here, you bring an SGB back? You still got so many things left to do, the Saints Row, Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, and it was like, shut up. But ever since I made the move back, we've literally been talking about it, and we decided, yeah, let's bring it back. In fact, it's about half an hour from now. We already got a video ready for you guys. It'll be live on SGB Likes to Play. If you forgot, that's what the channel's name is called. What kind of video is it? It's an SGB video. Yeah, I know that guy. We decided to record a Border Mario Party for you guys, just to get us back into the spirit of the Let's Play. I was just like, it's not drunk yet, because I know that one of the things that we promised before we went on hiatus was a 50-turn drunk Mario Party. I don't know if we decided on the game. Was it 3? It was 3. The one with the longest boards, the longest turns. What was it? Waluigi Island, right. It was Waluigi Island Mario Party 3, 50-turn drunk. So, when we eventually get to that, which is sooner rather than later, you guys get to witness a murder live on air. Or a suicide note, I don't know, it really depends how much they drink. But, yeah folks, we're bringing SGB back, and before we open up the mic for a Q&A, to lay the foundation, it's going to be a part-time thing. We're not uploading every fucking day because that burnt us out bad. Like before we took the break, before, you know, that little pandemic happened a couple of years ago. Maybe you heard about it? Yeah, but when we agreed to come back, we realized we're going to just keep it super part-time. We're not going to be meeting every weekend. We're not going to be uploading every day. We'll be committed to playthroughs, but we'll not be doing every day because we gotta, you know, we all got our own lives, and like in between SGB going on hiatus and coming back, you know, we stream now. You know, Uncle Silver, was it? Uncle Silver, then Elliot streams, I stream, Matt doesn't stream. yeah. But and we don't want to intervene with that because those are their own communities and we don't want to interfere with that. SGB is SGB, but these guys have their own thing too, so that's what we're going to do. And we hope you guys look forward to it because it's been a long time coming and I'm tired. I'm now finally relieved that I don't have to lie in your face anymore, that SGB's never coming back. And that reaction you guys gave was all worth it. And I know that this was the right call to do, so thank you very much. Yeah, I was gonna say, we can dedicate the rest of this. What? Now get out of here. We're gonna dedicate the rest of this panel to a Q&A. We have a mic here. Do not line up on this aisle. Line up on this side over here, because there is a camera right there. And if you guys all line up in the middle, you're gonna block the camera. All I ask, keep it to one question. Do not ask me multiple questions at once. Please be considerate for the people behind you, so don't take too much time. Also, do not ask me if I'm going to review this or that. I get that question a lot. And the answer to that is always going to be eventually, because I'm doing this until the day I die, or until I become a billionaire. One of those two. The point is to pay off the bills. That's why I do what I do. But, all right, that's said. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, well, you made my night with that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, when you do get back to Mario, what sub-series you're gonna do? Because Mario's had so many. You've got Mario Kart.
New Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Actually, because they announced that Wonder game,
Okay.
I was going to pull the trigger on the gun. But no, I was going to do a whole video dedicated to New Super Mario Bros. Because those games are not different enough to constitute separate videos, but I was going to do one giant compilation of a lot. Which is funny because it's like, I like the DS game. The Wii is okay with multiple people. U is alright. I actually think U gets shit on a little too much. I think it's the best of the series. Like, 2 deserves all the shit, because it's so boring.
2 is basically just you trying to get rich.
It's like Mario with golden showers. That's the joke. But that's like all I can do with it. But so, yeah, I'm gonna do a New Super Mario Brothers retrospective, essentially.
Well, you'll be packed in October because you'll have new Sonic and new Mario.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the 90s never left. God fucking help me. I'm so tired. It was like, literally, that was like the hour one discourse after that new Mario game was released. It was like, oh, we got a new Mario and we got a new Sonic. Which one's better? I was like, shut the fuck up. And play both.
Yeah, I didn't that decision. Yeah.
I'm making money no matter what. How's it going, bud?
Yeah, hey there. Riley, you shot me on the Resident Evil video, Patreon supporter. I almost got emotional with that SGV announcement. It was just great to see you guys back. Anyway,
thank you.
With your career, who do you feel you have the most honor of meeting because of your career? Like
James Rolfe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, yeah.
So James Rolfe was a major inspiration for me when I first started, and I can't replicate it, but my face when I was thinking it was Justin Silverman.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he's here.
He
was here earlier. He asked, "Hey, we're doing a Cinemassacre thing with the Sonic movie. Do you want to come see James and do a video with him?" And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! You're wrong." But no, it was true. We went to his place. I got to see the studio. I got to see everything. It was a dream come true. And I'll never watch that hand again. Don't look like it. But it was a great time.
You did go to the Mortal Kombat album.
Yes. I can't wait to. I'm going to be talking about that album in the Mortal Kombat video, but it's so good.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a Suzuka, but you know.
I appreciate it. Hey, how's it going? Speak close to the mic. Hold on for video evidence. No, okay. So what's up?
Okay. Good to see you again. And glad to see all the SomecallmeJohnny brothers together. I was like wondering, what is the funniest convention story you have?
Like unironically or unironically funny?
Either way.
Oh boy. Say what? Yeah, that's kind of funny. That's a lighthearted story, sure. It's just that when I think of funny con stories, like I got stalked to the bathroom one time. He's watching me piss. Oh God. See, all my memories are cynical because I tend to hold on to like the bad shit, but the wholesome stuff. No, like every time I host one of these. When I get you guys here. Okay, I'll give you one. My first ever panel at TMG. I don't know who was there for that. It was years ago, like 2015, 2016. So when I was doing my first SomecallmeJohnny live, they put me in what was originally labeled as panel 1. Now, if you don't know, as soon as you walk into the main hall, you make a right, there is a panel 1 room, like that's the size of a utility closet. They had me there because my first panel, you know, they didn't know. We overcrowded the hallways, blocked all the bathrooms, and we were basically a fire hazard. So on a whim, they moved me to what used to be like a bar or a lounge. I think it's sealed off now. But it was me, it was my friends and family, and a large choo-choo train. of people doing a conga line toward this place on a whim just to get people to fit in. And I held the rest of the panel in that lounge with no equipment, no mics. I had to scream everything. Like, imagine doing the entire panel like this. That's what I did. Stop masturbating over there. You looked. You actually looked. Hey, that guy's jerking off. Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, that's about the story I can tell you right there. Thank you. No problem. Take care, man. How's it going?
Do I have to get really close? Oh no, I don't have to get too close to this mic.
Yeah, right. Kiss it anyway.
Okay, so I actually asked you a pretty like down-to-earth question yesterday, and I want to ask something funny. I think it was like the Crash GBA game video you did. I think it was Entranced. Have you ever
Entranced in the Big Adventure or something like that?
Okay, so now that conventions are back, have you ever kidnapped Ant Dude and Caddy for that Entranced multiplayer footage?
That's why fans remember threats more than I do. So yeah, anyway, I noticed that you held a gun. Let's go. So you're full of... So, to answer this question in a way, like seriously, because I get asked about collabs a lot. You know, it's like, you ever collab with Ant Dude, Cat? It's like, I don't mind, but they're also like the last thing I think about. Because collabs are fun, but as a massive control freak, they're a big pain in the ass. Because you want things done your way, they might want things done their way, and it's like, I don't need the drama. Not that we had any drama or anything like that, but it's like, I've seen what it can do to people. And it's like, I love these guys too much to deal with that sort of shit. But I get asked a lot for Ant specifically. I want to review Buck Bumble as a gag. And just have him there. He doesn't say anything the entire fucking video. He's just there to bear witness.
Also, I'm like really self-conscious. I see like backside up there.
Oh my god, I'm hideous. I want to get Caddy involved in something, I'm just not sure what yet. And I know probably Crash Bandicoot is probably the obvious one, but it's like I've covered almost all of them except for his Mike Tyson era, where he had face tattoos and stuff like that. But it's like, maybe something a little better.
Viewer engagement, John.
Yeah. You know, think of the views. But if they want to do something, they want to do something. But I'm also not asking at the same time either, because I don't want to presume. You know, they're amazing people. They really are. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. No problem. Have a good one. Did I threaten them? Hey, how's it going, man?
Hi. So I was just wondering, what is your least favorite and most favorite video that you've done?
Okay. Alright, so my most favorite? I want to say it was one of the Metal Gear videos, actually. Well, the Metal Gear mirror. So I want to say, I know a lot of you guys found me through Sonic, maybe Metroid, maybe Mario. The real ones are Metal Gear, though. I just want to let you know, like, you're the real ones. Because the Metal Gear Solid series was one of my favorite sets of videos that I ever did, because I had a lot of fun getting to experience and doing those plot summaries, which were not real plot summaries, because I don't understand what's happening. But I would say probably Guns of the Patriots was one of my favorite videos that I made. My least favorite video, we were talking about this actually yesterday, and I'll repeat it again. Sonic Mania, actually. Because like when you guys hear that, you think, oh, it's like, but he thought he liked the game. I do, but we're not talking about the game, we're talking about the video creation process, and that is where it sucks cock. Because that game came out 2017, if I recall. And after I recorded the footage of it, it was ball-bustingly hot outside. It was like mid-90s. And the thing about my old place is that it had no central air. It had a wall unit. And when you're recording scripts, you can't have that thing on. Otherwise, the microphone's gonna pick it up, and you're just gonna hear me with... Well, the microphone actually cut that out, so that joke doesn't work. So I had to record that script in 90-degree weather, indoors. I was sweating my ass off. I was a glazed cue ball. And when I'm hot and bothered, I stammer through my script a lot. And when I stammer through my script a lot, I get angry, I get frustrated, and it's like, fuck this. And it took me 2 hours to finish that video. Just recording the script. Because I would have to take breaks to rehydrate myself, and it's like, fuck, I gotta do that thing at the end too, where I'm screaming at the audience to buy Sonic Mania. I'm doing that
Like if you look back at that video, and he's like, he's really shiny in this shot because I'm really fucking hot. It is ball-bustingly hot in here, and I just want it done and over with. So yeah, Sonic Mania, great game. Fuck the video.
Thank you.
No problem.
Alright, so just to jump off something from before,
Sure.
both Ant Dude and Caddy are here. I saw both of them.
Yeah, I've talked to them already plenty of times at this point.
Also, on the first day when I was in the line for the meet and greet thing,
Yeah.
I asked you if you were tired yet. You said check back today. Are you tired yet?
Yes. I'm always tired. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Before I ask my question, I just want to quickly say that
Get the Kermit away from that guy.
Okay. I just want to say that I'm almost like you in the fact that I was late becoming a Ratchet and Clank fan because
Yeah.
I was Team Nintendo up until I got my first console that wasn't Nintendo. It was the PS3, and I then got to play so many different, like PS2 HD collections. It made me fans of those games, wishing I played those earlier in my life. But there's one thing that bothered me, and that's in Ratchet and Clank, why didn't you like the lava gun?
In the original Ratchet and Clank?
Like
Ratchet and Clank.
no, and like going commando or up
Oh.
your arsenal.
Damage output. I felt it took longer to do the same thing I could do with the other gun with one click. Lava gun would, if I remember correctly, it's been a while, and I didn't like the weapon that much, so I didn't use it because I didn't like it. The residual damage wasn't a selling point for me, and I didn't feel like using it that whole bunch because it wasn't doing enough at once when you're being swarmed. I understand the lava gun got buffed, like in future games, but in the game that it was introduced, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, because it was mostly there just to take out the smaller enemies.
Right. Yeah, but I can smack them with my wrench though to do that.
True.
That sort of thing. But it's also my first time playing the game too, so I don't know about all the optimized ways of playing the game. I throw my wrench and people die. That's all that needs to happen. Yeah.
By the way, you picked wisely when you said the bouncer was an awesome weapon. It is an awesome weapon.
Yeah, it is. Fucking remake the bouncer, goddammit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the weapon.
Yeah.
I'm also talking about the square game. Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah. Hey, how's it going, Kermit?
So, I know you said no specific ones for reviews, but what about SGB?
Oh, eventually.
Even Muppets Party Cruise? Muppets
We will play whatever we feel like, whenever we want. Like, there's really no set schedule or plan outside of. So the only one I can give you guys a heads up now. So one of the first things we're going to be recording is Mortal Kombat 11's Aftermath DLC. Because, personally speaking, because we talk about favorite SGP playthroughs all the time, people are quick to go to the LA Noire, both of them, Heavy Rain Redux. My personal favorites are the Mortal Kombat ones. I love our Mortal Kombat Let's Plays so much, because I just feel like we're all in our A game and we just have something to talk about. So, Mortal Kombat 11, we did that story mode years ago, but since the pandemic, we couldn't do it. There's this new Aftermath DLC, and the new game is coming out in September. What better way to celebrate than doing a Let's Play of the Aftermath DLC? So I can give you that much, but outside of that, we just play whatever the hell we feel like it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for being back.
No problem. Thank you for being back. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, John? Your love of Final Fantasy made me a fan of that series so much, and your Final Fantasy reviews, I love those videos so much.
Thank you.
When you head back to the Final Fantasy, what set are you going to be reviewing next?
Oh, for like Return to Final Fantasy?
Yes.
Oh, alright, so my next visit to Final Fantasy is going to be 8, 9, 10, and 10-2.
Oh.
Because the one after 10-2 is 11. And if you know 11, you know why I'm taking a break before I'm going to Final Fantasy 11. Because 11's an MMO. It's the first MMO. And I feel, because I spend so much fucking time in Final Fantasy 14, it's only right that I pay respects to the original 11. I'm not playing the whole thing. I'm gonna play the base story, because from what I've seen in years looking at that game, I don't think I'm gonna like it. But who knows? But it's not gonna be for a while. But yeah, 8, 9, 10, and 10 too.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Hey, how's it going?
I'm not sure if you remember me from yesterday.
I don't.
You don't? Oh, that sucks. I had you autograph a copy.
No, I'm kidding. What's up?
I had you autograph a copy of Resident Evil 0.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, on the GameCube.
Yeah.
That's why I don't remember.
This little bit's unrelated. But I am also an old school Yu-Gi-Oh fan.
Right.
I used to play during the Wild West, where kids would put up trades, like people would put up cigarettes in the jail in the yard.
Yeah.
Essentially, wild freaking west. And I really did enjoy your Yu-Gi-Oh video. That was like my favorite video.
I had a lot of fun. We're going back to what someone asked earlier about favorite videos to make. The Yu-Gi-Oh video was not even so much the video itself, but flying down to Philly to gather around with the friends and family to duel and eat pizza was so fun. I felt like I was back in high school.
And there's a question I have to ask. What monster had the ability Sneak Thieves? I am blanking on it, and I'm wondering if you know.
One more time?
Sneak Thieves.
Sneak Thieves?
Sneak Thieves.
See, I have no idea what the hell that is.
Sneak Thieves nuts.
Oh, okay. So, 7 out of 10 for execution. It would have been 8 if you dabbed immediately after that. But you didn't. So he really is like me. Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm not going to apologize for my friend. That was an epic joke. But thank you guys. This is going to be towards Matt and Elliot and Tio. I'm going to call him that. Thank you guys for coming back and pour your livers. Your livers are going to kill you guys for that Mario Party. But my question is, I really don't have one. I just want to say thank you guys because I was thinking for all the time. So I really don't have one.
Approaches Mike, doesn't say anything, leaves.
Yeah, thank you.
But no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I really want to say thank you guys. I really do because you guys made my middle school and high school bearable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, man.
Hello. Hi. How's it going?
How's it going?
I was wondering what some of your favorite movies and TV shows are. You always put a lot of movie clips in your videos. So
Oh, yeah.
I assume you've seen a lot of.
I mean, I love Jim Carrey movies. I think that's probably the most obvious one. Television shows, are we including everything, like live action cartoons? That's what
Live action.
Live actions? Okay, so Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. What else were we watching as of late? I don't know what it was. Before I stopped caring so much about the MCU, the Netflix Daredevil show was fantastic. And never recovered after that, unfortunately, because the rest were just kind of there. I don't know, it's really hard because I don't really watch a whole lot of live action TV because, you know, I think, I'm more of a cartoon sort of guy, more of an, not so much anime, but I will veer towards that before live action stuff. It's just the live action stuff I do watch are really fucking good. Like, who's not seen Breaking Bad? Alright, hands down. Who's watched Better Call Saul? Who hasn't watched Better Call Saul? Oh, Jesus Christ, guys! Come on! Because it doesn't have flashy fireballs? They play, Breaking Bad has a Sonic 06 cameo. And bless that child, they didn't know. But at the same time, Jesse Pinkman's also a crack addict, so of course he would have, you know. No, but like, no shit. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul is some of the most fantastic television you'll ever watch in your life. It's like, you'll get context for certain things we play on soundboards. But those two shows.
Thank you.
No problem. Also, Owl House. Owl House is really good too. I haven't finished it yet. I'm in the middle of season 2. But yeah, like I don't want to spend too long on this, but it was
it has the exact same issue, I guess, as Steven Universe, because I also like Steven Universe a lot too. But Steven Universe really doesn't pick up until the second season. So it's like, yeah, so the first 50 episodes are alright, you know, but it's like, but once it picks up, holy shit, like it's so fucking good. Owl House had a similar problem, but not to the extent of Steven Universe, because not many episodes. Yeah, there's not as much, yeah. But, you know, still, like, but once it picks up, I was like, holy fucking shit. We gotta watch more than one episode. Like, it's like, I wanna watch more things, but it's like, yeah, that's really good television too. Anyway, Dante, what's up?
Dante.
Yeah.
So I would just like to say, you know, I told you this like last year.
I'll get close to the mic.
I just like to say, you know, I said this like last year, but I was gonna say, when SGB broke up, it was like that broke my heart, and I guess as of today, that heart has devil triggered and rejigged all itself. Yeah, so 3 years.
I don't know if I want my heart directly to double trigger. Because I think, like, I'm gonna get triple S, but I'm also gonna need a triple bypass after this.
It did like that devil trigger explosion in 3.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It just
sheer heart attack.
Once, you know. Yeah. Just. But my question is, it's also one more thing. I was also gonna tell you last year to do a Devil May Cry marathon. Guess I lucked out.
Yeah.
And my real question is, do you think DMC1 would service really well at having like a RE2 style remake?
Yes. Absolutely.
You know, like
where's the thing? Because I didn't hate DMC1.
Yeah.
But it's the first game.
First game syndrome.
You know, and I went into that game knowing this wasn't this is a Resident Evil game originally. It's very obvious if you played 4. It's everywhere. And I'm letting that I use that as a cushion for critique. I was like, you know, because it was one thing to transform it into another, and it's not perfect, but it's more than playable.
Yeah, do you think it would like service well to having like?
Yeah, I would absolutely not remake it, but cast Dante instead. Why?
I just finished my whole thing. Thank you all. Thank all of you for coming back. Believe me, you all just you made my I don't want to say childhood, but you made like a whole generation of my life. Like I want to say like 9 years, just so much better. And whenever I play a new game, I always look at your guys' SGB if you did one of it first.
Yeah,
and then I go and then I play it alongside you guys. So thank you for coming.
Thank you, I appreciate it, man. Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. I've noticed I especially noticed in the Spider-Man video that you did, you watched a lot of Power Rangers.
Yes. Only the Mighty Morphin run up until Turbo, I want to say.
Yeah, because I remember the Turbo clip. Out of that, what was your favorite season?
Oh, when Tommy came back as the White Ranger.
Oh, the white. Oh yeah, the white light.
Because that was White Light. That was exactly the name of it.
Yeah.
I thought Lord Zed was such a cool fucking villain.
He is.
Like, what an impact, what an impression, and he had that ginormous like mech Serpentera, I think it was.
Yeah, Serpentera.
Like it was so huge, but you only saw it like maybe once. And I think it was like Linkara that made the joke that it ran on 2 AAAs.
It ran on AA batteries.
Yeah. It was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
But no, like Mighty Morphin, like just in its entirety, I was glued I was the perfect age for it. I was only like 6, 7 years old when I watched it.
That's the perfect age for it.
But I thought Lord Zed was such a cool villain. He had a really cool look, the brain and the exposed muscles.
The voice.
And the voice and the staff. It has letter C on it.
Branding.
It was just funny because like it took me so long to realize like his name is Lord Zed. It was like so in Europe is he just Z like Lord Z? We don't know. Yeah.
We don't know.
But yeah, everything Mighty Morphin was my favorite thing. At the risk of sounding like an old curmudgeon.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Do you still watch Power Rangers now?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'd be more likely to watch Kamen Rider.
Oh
than,
yeah, Kamen Rider's great.
Mighty Morphin, but still, Spirit's still the same.
The Spirit's still the same.
Thank you, man.
Hello, Johnny.
Hey, how's it going?
I have a very important question for you.
How important?
It will say a lot about you. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, so...
Yeah, I know. What are the 3 digits on the back of the card?
Okay. What color do you think would make the best aesthetic for a kitchen wallpaper?
Is your wife here?
No.
Is your boyfriend here?
It just says a lot, you know?
Kitchen aesthetic?
Yes. Very important. Yes.
Oh, does it have to be a single color? Because I'd go for patterns. Hides the grease stains.
I'll allow it.
Okay, grease color. Because I'm lazy when it comes to cleaning the oven. The stovetop specifically. So if the wall looks like it, then I don't have to clean anything because it's part of the vibe.
See, it does say a lot.
It says a lot, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
I am terrible at the house. That's what it says. Thank you, Johnny.
Hello there.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I still got calorie meat in my fucking mouth.
Anyway, so, long story short, I love your Sonic videos. That's how I got into you. And as a speedrunner of Sonic 1, 2, and 3, there was one thing that stood out to me.
What's that?
Slicers.
Yeah, what about?
So why do you hate Slicers, and Slicers specifically?
Have you never played? You are a self-proclaimed Sonic 1, 2, and 3 speedrunner.
Yes.
Are we talking the new versions or back
All
on the
of them.
Genesis? All of them.
Yes.
Let's go back to the Genesis.
Yeah, I have both.
And you're asking me why I hate slicers in Sonic 2?
Well, yeah, it's very easy. All you have to do is just get good.
So,
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
I'm too busy running panels entertaining thousands of people.
Yeah, but like, it's just this innocent little slicer. I mean, come on, what about the shell crackers? All right,
Oh no, shell crackers are legit dicks. They're absolute dicks. So slicers I hate because of the placement, but legit shell crackers suck because they just don't work right. Because their hitboxes are so disjointed. But no, okay. If you're gonna do skill issue me, you gotta have the skill issue image. Like, I don't know, like with the Sonic on the ground, he's like pondering. It's like, what the fuck did I do? You didn't play well enough, Sonic. That's why you're on the ground. But yeah, thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Fuck you too.
Hello, I got Johnny to flip me off. Oh, I'm never washing this middle finger again.
Hello everyone, my name is Juan, or most here know me as GC from Twitch and Discord.
Right.
It's been quite an honor to finally be here after years of watching you.
Yeah.
And all I have to say is meeting everyone here, both in person and for the first time, I made it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, JC.
Okay.
Now sit down.
Okay, so, my question is kind of personal, and I might speak a bit because it's kind of one of my community questions. So recently, my family and I are finally moving, but the thing is, my parents are going through hell finding a new house, whether it be finding houses or pricing.
Are you about to ask me for real estate info?
Kinda.
Go on fucking Zillow, my guy.
I'm from Canada. I don't know what that is. So, all I have to say is, do you have any tips or future or difficulties finding houses? I mean, you moved 5 times in 10
Make
years.
sure you got good credit. Check the APR. Make sure that you can afford it. I mean, that's about it. Tell your parents I said hi, but that's it. That's all I can really tell you.
Okay, before I go, I have one last thing to say. So yesterday, I tried out sweet tea for the first time.
Right.
And
awful stuff.
You were right. That shit is ass.
It's absolutely awful. Anyway, good luck with your house hunting. All right, we got about 4 minutes left, so unfortunately I can't get to everybody, but we can get to as many as possible. How's it going, man?
Blue Niner from the Discord. Thanks again for the signing and for all the.
Close to the mic.
Thanks again for the signing and all the FF14 help over the past 6 months. Now, question: in the spirit of the preview, favorite and least favorite JoJo OPs?
Oh, opening pieces?
Yeah, openings.
My least favorite. Okay, so my favorite and least favorite are actually from the same part 4. So I think it's the second opening that has it's more industrialized, more rock centric. Yeah, it's not as memorable though. The one after it though, I think it's Breakdown. Very, very Persona-esque, like how it's designed, and the song is incredibly catchy. And I loved when you get to the point in the story where it plays backwards because of the villain, and very memorable. Outside of that, you can't get any more than the first part. What the hell's the name of this? Sonochi no Sadame?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys do a JoJo? If I were to set you up, no. I'll set you up. Sonochi Cappuccino Sarame! JoJo! Thank you.
Okay, as a fan of that second opening of season 4, fuck you. No, but seriously.
Yeah, the calorie made after that one. Hi, how we going?
Evening, Johnny. Meeting you has been like a highlight of the day for me, so thank you.
Thank you. It didn't cost anything besides the badge.
Thank goodness. So, all right, here's a little question for you. If you were to make a Mount Rushmore of video game developers, who would you put on there?
Shigeru Miyamoto, Naoki Yoshida, 14 developer, 16 developer. Yuji Naka behind bars. Sorry, that was mean. Yeah, Hideo Kojima. It's probably another one. And oh god, there's so Igarashi, Castlevania.
Wise man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Coming from someone who would like to make his own comic series at some point, what were your? Have you ever drawn like a comic series of your own from?
Long time ago, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school, I used to make my own comics that were heavily plagiarized from Dragon Ball because I watched Dragon Ball growing up. But like it was a lot of self-insert bullshit. He really likes the smell of his own farts kind of shit. But it's cringe as shit, but I don't regret it because it gave me an excuse to draw.
Yeah.
You know, and I drew a lot. You know, and yeah, I totally did that sort of thing, but I would never share that with you guys.
Yeah,
now.
of course. That's not what I'm asking.
It's terrible.
I'm asking like just the inspiration that led you to make it.
Oh, well, I mean, because I've been Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I already watched a bunch of Dragon Ball. Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest was all around that time. So it's like I just like his character designs. Also, he likes to draw vehicles a lot too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it's like it looked like an easily imitatable design to replicate, and that's what I did. So yeah, Akira Toriyama easily, no shot. Thank you, man. All right, this will be our last question because we have to wrap after this. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Make it count.
We know you guys enjoy Mario.
Yes.
Would you ever consider attempting to play its chaotic evil twin, Dokapon Kingdom?
I looked immediately to Nora. So I think I actually have one of the games on the Wii. I have to check my collection. I'm not gonna say no, but I don't know. Because you know, before we wrap up, when we were getting ready to announce SGB to come back, we logged into the account, scorched through all the emails, and we checked the analytics. And our most watched video as of recently, believe it or not, is our Game of Life, SmackDown Sunday. And that took me by surprise because I thought it'd be like something old, but you guys really seem to like it when we do board games, or at least virtual board games, that sort of thing. So, Dokapon Kingdom, Fortune Street, Mario Party.
I was a huge fan of
Fusion Frenzy. Yeah, it's all up for grabs. So I'm not going to say no, I just don't know when. That's the thing.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
God help
Who
you
said
if you
Sonic
ever
Shuffle?
actually go after it.
Not Sonic Shuffle. Sonic Shuffle's boring. I hate boring. But, alright guys, unfortunately we do have to call it a wrap. It is 7:30. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I can't stay here for long because I do have other engagements after this, but I will be here all day tomorrow if you're here. If you can see me hanging around, just feel free to say hi. I don't bite, but don't, stalk me. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.